And welcome to another edition of Guardian Radio Today. I am your host, Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday. It's still hot, all right? Summer's still here. And we are definitely, just reminding you, drink your water, stay cool. I can't help you if BBL ain't working with you, but, if they ain't working with you, go outside, what do they say, go on the beach. Special show ready for you today as always. Before we dive into the specifics of today's show, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, fresh news, smart talk all day, has some changes that we want to announce for as early as next week. All right, this will be the last week for Guardian Radio Today. And next week, Monday at this time, you will be hearing the voice of one and only Pearly. How you doing, my brother?
I am most wonderful, my brother. How you doing?
I'm well. So you'll be taking over from Mondays to Thursdays, correct?
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So tell us about the show. What should people expect?
Well, the show will be called Strictly Speaking with Earl Thompson.
Earl Thompson, not Pearly.
We're kind of retiring the Pearly.
Pearly ain't gonna be there Monday.
I leave it with the Talking Heads crew, and I'll continue as a co-host of the Press Box on Sunday, so I'll be Pearly there.
All right, yeah, okay.
But in consultation with my kids.
Yeah, okay, there's daddy.
Time to go to government name.
Yeah.
So we're going to have an interesting show. We're going to try to keep it exciting. Of course, you can never get away from politics.
Right.
So we'll have politics, current affairs, cost of living. We'll have special women affairs, and particularly some young people coming on to talk about some things.
Yes, indeed.
So we'll try to keep it exciting. We'll try to keep it informative. And it's not about Pearly or it's not about Earl.
Right.
It's all about the listeners and the callers. So the more listeners, the more callers we got.
And yes, you love some guests.
And of course,
occasionally.
we love guests.
Yeah.
More so than occasionally.
Okay.
Okay, I can't promise you a guest every day. But we'll try our best to get some guests as often to talk about a number of topics. From what's going on in the political scene to what's going on in health for women, health for young people. Why do young people think this way? Why do young people don't want to live in the Bahamas anymore?
Wow.
Why are young people not voting?
Wow.
So we're going to talk about as many things as possible.
Yeah.
That will keep it interesting.
Right.
That will keep it engaging.
Right.
And interactive.
And so you'll leave the sports for Sundays.
I will only be doing sports on Sundays, 11 to 1 with Naughty and Statboy and Meg Up.
I gotcha.
As much as I love sports, as much as I'm a sports fanatic, sometimes you got to do some things and make some moves.
Yeah.
And the opportunity presented themselves. I'm ever so grateful, first of all, to Naughty for giving me the opportunity to, when we started at another place just on Sundays, and then got me to come on with him and then say, hey, I need you to do Thursdays.
Right.
So I'm forever grateful for him for that opportunity and grateful for people who've encouraged me and grateful to the Guardian Radio and management to say, hey, let's try it out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, I'm happy for you. And then Fridays, none other. Well, Gabby's already on Fridays, correct?
No, you're on Fridays.
No, I mean, sorry. So I going back to another. There was a time when I was Wednesday, Thursday, and you was on. Were you ever on Fridays?
I don't think I was ever on Fridays.
Which day? You on Thursdays?
Thursday and Monday.
Okay. So Fridays, Gabby will be on Fridays, and tell us about your Friday
coming
slot.
Up the rear. So after you've had, and I gotta get used to not calling them Pearly now either. So after you've had Strictly Speaking with Earl Thompson Monday through Thursday, I come up the rear with Talk to Me with Gabby. And that is going to be on Fridays. And of course, you are prepared for a action-packed, power-packed show. Yes. After you had Earl all week, you done drive him crazy. I come to cool y'all down on the weekend. I give him a little bit of relief and cool y'all down. We have designed an awesome show for you with some particular features that viewers and listeners will get to look forward to. One of them being something we're going to call the Talk Table.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that like the red table?
It's
of the round
table. You know, Jada Pinkett got the red table.
You're gonna have to listen to find out some more. We ain't gonna spill too much of it. We can build up the little anticipation for you, so you can look forward to that feature, the talk table, and we are gonna have that on our inaugural show.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get you all excited about that, and of course, you can look forward to everything authentic from Gabby, everything very real, raw. Everything that everyone talking about, a little bit of what people are not talking about, what we need to be talking about.
Right.
Some of those things are going to be there. And of course, our guests that always come on, persons who are going to be in the spotlight. That's one of our features of the show. And we have another feature, which is going to be Fridays, Fact, Fiction, Fable, or Foolishness.
Oh, boy. Sound like y'all scrolling through Facebook.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of things we have to determine what the facts are, what's fiction, you know, and then we have some Bohemian fables.
Yeah.
That some of them is just be plain foolishness.
Yeah.
So something just to, you know, ease the tensions on the weekend. And coming up to the rear of the show, which is our featured section, especially for sponsors. What's on for the weekend? So a roundup of things happening around the town for Bohemians to do. Oftentimes we have people say, ain't nothing to do in Nassau. What to do? So a little bit of culture, entertainment, all that stuff. Even some religion in there, Uncle. So you know you could be joining me from time to time, telling me what's happening in that sphere on the weekend, what's going on. So a lot planned for you, and I'm excited to launch this with Guardian, and I thank them. I thank the management and staff for the opportunity to launch this show.
Yeah. And then on Sundays, you will, Uncle will be giving you Unplugged. You know what I mean? Because you plugged in the whole week. You plugged into to Earl Thompson. You plugged into Gabby. You know, so by Sunday, you just unplug. Just unplug with Uncle. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I love it.
So we of course we're going to talk religion, but it'll be more than just religion. Economics, labor, family, education, law, politics, entertainment. Right? We have 9 areas of people activity, we call it, that we want to touch on. So it's 90 minutes of being unplugged on a Sunday. And of course, we definitely are going to be driven by the sponsors. So as the sponsors come along, we'll have interviews. I already started talking to potential interviewees who want to come on and talk about their businesses, et cetera, et cetera. But it'll be an opportunity, of course, for the callers to chime in. You know, I'm always open to people's suggestions. People always say, hey, this would be a great idea. And I try my best to, make sure that I meet people where they're at with regards to what it is they want to talk about. And so that'll be Sundays with Kahun Anku Sarah, Unplugged. And, and then that'll be the new...
What time?
That's exactly 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is when we start.
That's
5 to 6:30.
That's a great time for Sunday.
Yeah, because by then we done wind down. That's definitely the time where we unplug. Because you done been to the church. If you go to church,
that's even an unplug on Sunday.
Yes.
And just to throw my little sports piece, my Dolphins would have lost by then. So I'll need
my
Dolphins
too. Yeah. I gotta talk. I gotta talk a little bit of sports with Earl Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah. My mommy is a Dolphin, and my daddy is a cowboy. So I grew up in a world where when I buy mommy house, because my parents buy me, I pull in for the Dolphins. When I go over, daddy pull in for the Cowboys. So I done told plenty cut up
on both sides.
Right. Yeah. So by 5 o'clock, I usually know, if I get beat or not.
But this year you could lean a little more to the Cowboys.
Cowboys, right?
They should have a pretty decent team and do pretty good.
Yeah.
If you want some cut up, stay in Miami. Just for this year.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with us Dolphins, man. We
get there. Yeah. One day.
But so make sure you log this into your diaries, into your schedules for next week, starting next week, Monday. Actually, 2 o'clock this time, you will have, say the name of the show again.
Strictly Speaking with Earl Thompson.
Strictly Speaking.
Yeah. And it's really no filter, no fear, just facts.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about everything you want to talk about. I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to let you call in. Just keep it, keep it real, and you'll be good.
Yeah. We still got a couple more minutes, so I want to throw some things at you guys while you're here, because I'm sure these will come up in your shows next week. We had a slew of murders over the past few days, and it seems as if and I don't know if there's something y'all will touch, but I know I'll touch it some more on tomorrow's show here on Guardian Radio Today. But it seems as if we kind of complacent as a country with regard to dealing with murderers. It's like you give them a piece of jewelry, an ankle bracelet, you know what I mean, and you send them out, and nobody getting hanged. You know what I mean? What is your take on hanging or I just want to give people a taste of what they could potentially experience next week.
Strictly speaking, what you got to do?
To be very honest, this is Earl's view, and I don't think hanging is a deterrent to crime.
Right.
It's not a deterrent to murder.
Right.
If we're looking at it as the punishment, okay, then let's have that conversation.
Right.
But when we're saying, if a guy, you and I in a heated argument, be in a heated fight, and you pull a gun and you shoot me,
that's different.
You ain't gonna hold a gun and say, "Boy, I might get hanged if I shoot it."
No.
So it really, I don't look at it as a deterrent.
Yeah.
And even those.
The premeditated ones is more the ones.
But the premeditated ones are probably the ones who plan that.
Yeah,
they know what they want to do.
Yeah,
some a hitman or whatever, and they plan, so they're not going to think. They're not worried about it because that's something they're planning. So as a deterrent, I don't see it. As a punishment, then we could talk about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But I hear your point. I guess I've been told one time, young people say, "Man, I can start on my head. I can be in there 6 months. I can start on my head for that 6 months. Then I can be out." All right. And then when you look, this one is known to the police.
Yeah.
This one was wearing an ankle bracelet.
Yeah.
So it's we're gonna have a talk about that with some young people,
right?
To get their views on it, because most times you see something you hear 18 to 31.
Yeah.
So we can get some young people to come in and have a conversation.
Why did you? Because you talk about the fact that you really want to hear about the young person's perspective. Is that because you just talking to your children, or what made you put that element in the show?
In another area earlier this year, I had an opportunity to work with a lot of young people.
Okay.
In the area that I work, I was probably the oldest there, and if you take one or two of us out, it was just a bunch of 20, 30-somethings. And I got a different perspective on how they look at things, how we look at things, how they don't. But let me be a little controversial. How they really don't care about what's going on other than what's happening for them.
Okay.
That's the perspective. That's the way some people look at it. So I want to talk to young people for them to tell me, say, hey, no, we care about the Bahamas. We care about this. This is what we want. Or, no, we don't care what's going on. We want to see this happening, that happening. So a lot of times we as 50, 60-somethings think that we know it all. And sometimes we just need to talk to some young people and get their view and impart some wisdom and experience from us to them.
Yeah, because there's a number out there. They say 66% of people, children, if you will, young people who go off to school, they don't come back. 66%.
That kind of inspired. I had a conversation because I used to, at one time ago, we had from 10 to 12 young men in my house.
Yeah.
And people just say, why you have all these young boys in your house? I say, because then I know where my two boys are and I know who their friends are.
Yes.
And so it cost me because I had to buy more sodas.
Right.
Chips, stuff like that.
Small things compared to what could happen.
Could have happened. Yeah. But in sitting around, listen, now they're young men now, they're in their 30s. So they had a function with time ago. There's about maybe 15 of them. Yeah. And sitting down listening to them. And some of the ways they look at things. Some of the ways they feel about things we need to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's different. It's really different. There's like, all right, my son is a doctor.
Yeah.
He worked at PMH. He worked on call. And the monies that he made was nowhere near with friends of his who are working in the States making.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it ain't always all about the money.
They're making more.
Far more.
Yeah.
Far more. And working less hours.
Wow.
All right. So a lot of them go off to gain that experience, to specialize. And then they get better offers. You go there, you specialize, you come here for $100,000 a year, you go there for 300, maybe, whatever the salaries are. But it's that kind of differentiation. So a lot of them go off for better opportunities, to further their careers.
I saw you looking at you like, Daddy, I mean.
But no, he's made a decision to stay home and work here and do schooling here. And so he's specializing here.
Okay.
Where some of his friends moved on to do other things in the States.
His Bahamian friends actually moved on.
These are Bahamian friends.
Wow,
These are, Bahamian friends. I mean, some of them who were classmates in school, in UWI with him. So a lot of them go off because the opportunities to make more money and to further their experience, it's there.
Yeah.
Then eventually they'll find their way home, probably when they're in their late 40s, early 50s. Like a lot of the doctors have done.
And my uncle did it. Yeah. He was in California for many years. And Dr. Judson Indias, he came back after a while, after he had his family and everything, and he just started his practice after that.
And there are a lot of doctors who've done that, who worked over there, established themselves, started a family, and then came back home and established their practices.
Yeah. So, Gabby, your show, I like one thing that stood out based on what you said was the whole weekend wrap up. I remember I used to live in Atlanta at one point, and Reality from 100 Jams. I used to call him on Fridays to say what's going on in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Okay. So when you said it, I was like, that's a good idea. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you just don't know what's going on, or you know what I mean? It's like if you have an idea of somebody who has the pulse, has you're a vibrant person. So I know you know what's happening. Yeah. If she know what's happening, if Gabby say this where to go,
that's where to go.
That's where to go. Yeah.
I mean, I sat down and listened to her show when she talked about the experience she had in Cat Island. I couldn't switch. I'm like, I feel for you, woman. I feel for you.
Listen, and that's one of the things that people love. Of course, we're not getting rid of story time. Story time is that raw, real, this would happen to me and when it happened to me experiences, because people can relate to those, right? Yeah. And it brings sort of our cultural values back to the airways. Remember one time ago, your Grammy them used to say, come cheer and sit, gather around, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you about this time, right? So it's like our modern day take on it. Like I telling you about what happened to me in real time. Wow. This just happened this week, last week. And people can find within their own messages to share. And it's a multi-generation thing, right? Yeah. So even when I tell those things, I love when the elders of the generation call around and say, well, back in my day, this is how we used to do. We never used to have those problems. And it goes to answer your question about murder and the complacency. I think it's like the generations have started to separate themselves from each other. Wow. It's like we're in this situation of survival. Like everybody just trying to survive in their corner, and we're forgetting how to live amongst each other as one. For a population that's only 400,000 people, we've become so desensitized, even with our sending out of information. A murder just happened and you come to your phone and the loved ones haven't even been identified.
And they're on Facebook.
They're circulating. And so you could open your phone and literally find out that something has happened to your loved one.
Yep. Before you were notified.
Before you even properly notified by authorities. So the age of technology we're in, while it offers so many advantages, there are so many disadvantages because you had to wait to read about these stories in the newspaper. Yeah. We depended on Guardian and other places like Guardian to verify firstly information, because now you got to sort through what's real and what's not. Yeah. And the integrity of, like journalism, all these things have gone down. But I also found culturally, Uncle, we're not teaching a lot of things in our school that we used to teach. I remember going to school, we had this pledge that we used to do character counts everywhere, all the time. And literally we started off assemblies saying this, character counts, keep the Bahamas clean, green, and pristine, like just all these values about the Bahamas we had. Yes. That I don't see the children today, like they just throwing things out of the window. Yeah. People think that it has no direct connection to murder and crime, but it does. Because the second you start to become, with the simplest of things, littering, you see you get away with that. Then you start something else. A little petty, a little petty theft here, a little petty theft there.
No accountability.
No accountability. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying, look out for your neighbor. Even with the sexual violence and crimes. We have the people who's supposed to protect the children.
That was another story. Yeah. The
people who's supposed to protect the children. If you see somebody walking, you say, let me make sure, get you home to your mother.
Yes.
Then now, you can't even take a ride if you stranded now and have to walk a few miles because bus ain't running. You don't know if somebody could.
That's another issue
you don't know
with the buses.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about that. And you know, my pet peeve is potholes. So you know,
okay,
you're gonna hear a little bit about that. I'm gonna call some potholes out of this country.
Yeah. But listen, I'm excited. I think let's take a call because let's get a call in before Kiabi and Earl step out of the studio. Okay. Call you live.
Hey, great you school. How you doing?
Hey, great man. Thanks for calling.
Time for story time. Well, you know the problem is between now and back then, we had something called fear. I realized, right? You realize fear is what kept us out of problems.
Mm-hmm. They say the people say they put the fear God in you.
And two, you had fear the belt.
Yeah.
You was scared. You was more scared of your mother and that slipper than you was the police.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it now. Nowadays, you take out the fear factor.
Yeah. Because we're friends.
People don't go to church nowadays.
Yeah.
They don't believe in it. They don't believe in hell.
Yeah. And we're not being parents. We're being friends with our kids.
Say, mother free. Am I scared to go to hell?
Yeah. And like I
so
was
now
saying,
you take out the fear factor.
Yeah, they do take out.
Afraid of that no more. Yeah. No, that's right. Back in the day, if you was in Michael area, right, you hear pop. What you do? You duck down underneath the bed or something.
Yeah.
Man, nowadays they go out towards the gun to record while the people shooting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm sure you're going to hear about that and so much more as next week schedule changes. And you'll be able to call in and share just like you did today. Appreciate it, Schoolie. Thanks for calling, man. Thank you so much. Well, let me some people are texting in, so let me get their point of view in here. Good afternoon. What they need to do is put these guys on house arrest apart from just wearing ankle bracelets. And if you violate your bail, your bail is revoked. They only come out to sign in. Wow, okay. Good day. I'm happy you all are in studio. Which one of you, if not all of you, will speak on the COVID matter and the new revelations surrounding Anthony Fauci and new facts that have come out? I don't know.
Hey, I've seen that, and he had a Senate testifying in the Senate. He pleaded the fifth.
Yeah.
So I've done some reading on it, and maybe we'll take a look at it. A little bit.
I may touch it too on Unplug. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? All right. Well, we got some more calls coming through. Let's see. I know, right? Call you live. Call you live. Go ahead. We can hear you. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Great, man.
Okay. First time caller to the show.
Sure. Thank you.
Listen, you're all talking about crime and violence and all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You all mentioned about the return, the murder, and all this stuff. Let me tell you, my baby brother on my mommy's side, right now he's a chief petty officer on the defense force.
Mm-hmm.
He told me one time that he was at detention center. And I think it was in 92, and the first time when they hang somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
A convicted murder.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was walking through, and this Jamaican guy say, officer, man, I see you get Uzi, man, and let me lick off couple, man. He said, no, you think I crazy? You turn around and shoot me? Jamaican guy said, no, man. They mean I kill nobody Bahamas, man. Say, man, they're hanging you now.
Oh.
So,
they were scared. They were scared then.
Certain situation call for extreme results. You know, if you keep playing around, if you have your child and you keep telling him, hey, share more heart, don't do this, don't do that, whatever. But you're not doing anything. Is that going to change?
No,
my brother who follow me, he lives in Lauderdale, and him and his family is coming over. And him and his wife and his kids, the last boy was being really outrageous. And when we talked to him, he spoke with him, and this boy continuously gone haywire. And we all know as parents what your parents can eventually do. He hold him by one arm. When he spank him, he lift him off the ground. When he come back, he spank him again.
And how is he doing now?
Right?
I got some other calls, sir.
That whole waiting area, gone quiet. He said, well, okay, I know I lost.
Yeah.
But I tell you what.
You ain't got no more problem.
Little man gone sit down. In fact, when was boarding time, little man was sleeping.
That's when you get a good one. That's when you get a good warm up.
We as parents at times, we is be so considerate and so compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying to really
you ain't got to kill them.
Break out on our children what we grew up under.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you, listen.
They need a dose, though. You're saying they need a dose.
A simple stuff, a meal.
Yeah.
I realize because it happened in my home.
Mm-hmm.
The mommy cook this, or the child ain't want that, so she and them cooking 2-3 different meats.
No man. Like that can't work.
One meat.
Yeah.
Eat that or wish you did.
You understand? Daddy used to say, this ain't no restaurant.
Sit to that table and don't move till that food finish.
Appreciate you, caller. Let's get these other calls in before we let Gabby and Earl get to their other appointments for today. Call you live. All right, let's try the next caller. Call you live.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for calling.
I just calling to congratulate you all on the shuffle, man. I like what I hear, and I'm looking forward to next week and beyond because I'm a listener. I even listen to Guardian Radio on Saturdays, and sometimes on Sundays if I ain't too tired, after stage. But that's my slot you get in, Uncle, so I like that. Miss Gabby, it's nothing like a good storyteller. I can tell you that, and you saw me hanging on every word.
All right.
Thank you.
When they tell them story, you'd be like, come on, let's get to the end, but not with you. So I really appreciate story
Thank you so
time,
much.
and looking forward to it. And Mr. Burley,
yes, sir.
This your
Earl Thompson.
Fellow Dolphin, and I still ain't like how you talking these 5 games because I only won 1. I will win the draft.
You want that number 1 pick?
Yeah.
I got you.
I heard my daughter said something. She put on live one time. She say, I will find a man that love me like the way my daddy loved the
My daughter said the same. My daughter said the same thing out.
See, they know if you can find a Dolphin that love you, and you got a loyal.
Yes.
Now, I can hang up after I ask this question. I want the 3 of you to answer.
Okay.
When the Higgs fella was convicted for killing his wife, I don't know if you all remember that, under the stairway he put or whatever.
Yeah.
He hung himself in prison. The day of his suicide, a talk show host, Mr. Obi Wilscombe, read the suicide letter on air.
Yes.
Wow.
That was the problem for the police. They wanted to know where he got it, how he got it, what.
Oh, that's when he spent
Mr. Wilscombe went to prison to protect his source.
Yes.
Probably you remember that, right?
I remember that.
I remember that too.
My question to the 3 of you, Uncle Gabi and Briley, will you protect the 4th estate? Will you protect your source by going to prison? I'll help hang up
Wow.
Boy,
That's a big one.
But you think about it is the integrity of holding integrity to your source.
That's key.
That's key. And I would always be loyal to my source.
Yeah.
And I got some good lawyers though. I think I'll be all right.
I think I'll be all right too.
For me, personally, once my source has proven to be a factual person,
Yeah.
because there are a lot of propaganda spreaders out here, and they try to use us who are mainstream media to spread their propaganda. So once I've proven that that's a factual person, man, we can ride till the wheels fall off.
Just say the names of the shows again before we get out of here.
Strictly Speaking, Mondays to Thursdays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. here on Guardian Radio.
And Fridays, Talk to Me with Gabby.
And on Sundays, Unplugged with Kahun on Kusara, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And we're going to run to a break here on Guardian Radio today. Earl Thompson and Gabby, they're going to, like I say, go to the other appointments.
Yes.
And I'll continue on here on Guardian Radio today. Keep it locked here on 96.9. Back after this.
Orthopedics, where movement becomes medicine and treatments become triumphs. At Cleveland Clinic, it's more than just repairing what's broken. It's how we put ourselves back together. To reconstruct, rehabilitate, and restore the things that give us life. The future of orthopedics is already in motion. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
Headed to South Florida soon? Holiday Inn Express in Plantation welcomes you to the heartbeat of Florida fun. Whether it's business or pleasure, the Holiday Inn Express is close to sensational shopping, captivating dining, and nightlife. Elevate your Florida experience. Sleep well and rest easy at Holiday Inn Express. Complimentary breakfast buffet featuring seasonal favorites. Keep up your fitness routine in our 24-hour on-site fitness center with cardio equipment and free weights, or take a refreshing swim in our outdoor pool. Your special Bahamas tourist rate awaits. Holiday Inn Express, 1701 North University Drive, in Plantation. Book your getaway now. Call directly at 954-472-5600 or the sales department for reservations and additional information.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back here on Guardian Radio today. I am your host, Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. We had Gabby and Earl Thompson sitting in just to announce the switch up or the change up that'll be starting next week. And of course, the promos will be running soon, so you'll learn more about it if you didn't hear the first part of the show. But Gabby will be on Fridays. Earl Thompson will be Monday through Thursdays. Kahunan Kusara will be on Sundays. I'll be 5 p.m. to 6:30, and Gabby and Earl will be 2 to 4 p.m. on their respective days. And that's how it'll be starting from next Monday. All right, to call the show today is 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. In the family of violence, 242-300-5720. Of course, that's toll free. The Guardian Radio text line is powered by BTC. That's 422-GR96, 422-4796. And of course, standard text rates do apply. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com. And, of course, you can also listen to us on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 or BTC Flow Channel 612. All right. Mondays has turned into a day for relationships. But, Gabby and Earl, they kind of stirred the pot a bit. So we'll keep those conversations going as well. I think, do we have some callers? Let's just get to these callers, and then I'll eventually switch gears, or maybe I won't. We'll see. Call you live here on Guardian Radio today.
Yes, good afternoon to you and Gabby, Uncle Sarah.
Yeah, Gabby, they left the studio, but
they left. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to talk with you today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for calling.
As always, blessed love.
Yes, blessed love, my sister.
Yes, but I must tell you, when Mr. Ingram came into power, and he hung those three. I know I was trying to call before Gabby those had left, but
I got you. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I'm all for that, because when those three persons were hung, crime and murder and everything went down for a little while.
You saw the kind of response to that effort by Mr. Ingram. You saw that response.
I saw the decline in murders.
I remember as a young boy. I think this probably was in the 80s, but I remember when a person was going to be hung, you felt that. You knew somebody was going to be hung that day.
The whole nation was scared.
It was like somber. I mean, I remember feeling that. Like, hey, someone getting hanged today. You know what I mean?
And I'm really all for, having that brought back. I mean, that's like the gentleman who called before you all went to the break, and he said that when you discipline a child, they think like 5 times before they disobey you again.
Yeah. Yeah, even if they do it with someone else, they ain't gonna do it with you.
And to be honest with you, I mean, I really love our children.
Yeah.
And so I think even pedophiles.
Oh wow, yeah.
I think it should extend to them and all because some of them they are not able of rehabilitation, sir.
Yeah. Well, you see the man come out of jail and go right there and mess with the little boy.
And do the same thing over and over again, man. And on my taxpayers' money paying for this person to stay alive.
Yeah, they need to castrate him. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, man, an eye for an eye and a tooth for tooth, man.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to the children.
So the children.
Yeah.
And the women, too.
And Yep. All the vulnerables.
They're precious.
Yeah, definitely.
But thank you so much for taking my call.
Anytime. Thank you so
all
much.
Continue with the good work you're doing.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's go to the next line here on Guardian Radio Today. Caller, you live. Caller going once. All right. Let's see what the text line is talking about. Hanging is a deterrent. It will deter me for sure. I've heard that I guess argument that Earl put forth that it isn't a deterrent. It deters the person who got hung. I know that much. And I've heard, I guess, different arguments from both sides. It definitely won't deter everybody. Some people just don't care, and that's why they'll be hung, right? But I do think there are some people who may be kind of on the line, or people who may be venturing into that territory who will think twice because I ain't trying to get hanged. You know what I mean? Obviously, in the heat of the moment, things can happen. And the law obviously looks at those things, crimes of passion, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm sure it'll be great when Earl discusses it. I'll talk more about it even tomorrow. But caller, you live.
What's that, Uncle?
Hey man, thanks for calling the radio.
Yeah, I was the guy who texted the piece about the house arrest.
Okay, yeah.
Let me say this,
Go ahead.
Our government in this country is serious because when you charge with serious offense, you should not even be able to leave your home. Plus, whoever monitoring these guys with these bracelets, because some weeks ago you had this information come up with these guys wasn't signing in.
Yeah, the fella missed so much, 80-something sign-ins.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they give these guys bail, a part of their bail condition need to be house arrest. The only time you leave your home,
to sign in,
you go to sign in.
Sign in, right.
And those people who do the tracking must be tracking these people. Because if you leave your house at any time to go anywhere at any time, you need to be put back before the court and remanded back to prison.
They pick you up, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But everything's so slack in this country. I wonder if they even be monitoring these things. Only when something happened, they go back and check the system and say, oh, okay, this person was in this area. My God, no, man.
Yeah. And it's so sad. It's so sad.
From you leave your home, something should ring off where they can start monitoring you from you leave your home. You see where I'm coming from?
I agree, caller.
Something should be able to ring off the thing that you leave.
Otherwise, it's a joke. Otherwise, it's a joke.
The U.S. operate like that,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Ring off.
Wow. I appreciate the call and appreciate the text, my brother. We're going to run to the break here on Guardian Radio Today, pay some bills, and be back after this.
Wendy's is spicing things up this this summer with the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. A hot, juicy beef patty topped with spicy jalapenos, creamy ranch sauce, melted cheese, and fresh toppings for the perfect balance of cool and spicy. Every bite brings bold flavor that keeps you coming back for more. Turn up the flavor with the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger at Wendy's today. Available for a limited time only.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
And we're back here on Guardian Radio today with your host, Kahun Anku Sarah, also known as Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III. In our nation, we are plagued with many social ills. And I hear people, we had a caller just now who said, hey, man, if you get bail, you should be on house arrest. He did say for serious crimes, right? But still, I had someone just pose a question to me that I think is germane to this conversation. What if I'm innocent, right? I didn't do this crime, right? I can be put on house arrest, so I can't go to work. I can't take care of my family no more. My family now is going to be in dire straits because I, who may be the breadwinner or assisting, in whichever way I could to bring in funds into the family, I can't go to work because someone accused me of something that I didn't do. Right? So how do we deal with that? And I think when the law looks at how to deal with potential criminals, if you will, people who potentially may be guilty, that is how it's looked at. You're innocent until proven guilty. Now, I think if you've been before the courts before, if you're known to the police, then maybe some different restrictions need to be placed on you. But if it's a first-time offense or a first-time accusation, then it could get a little sticky. Because if I'm found innocent, I come in for my money. I'm going to sue the government. You understand? For making me stay home, and these cases don't come up quick, so that can be plenty money. Let's go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Call you live.
Yes, I wanted to comment in terms of you're saying that okay, you have to go to work and okay, so why would they accuse you? Were you seen in the company of these people?
It happens.
Did you put yourself in a compromising position?
I don't mean I do it.
Yes, I understand, but they judge you by the company you keep. So when
I know the law work. No, not the law work. The law don't work by the company you keep.
I understand that the law don't work, but we live in a certain society.
The law work by evidence.
I understand that as well. Mm-hmm. But we live in Nassau, Bahamas, or we live in the Bahamas.
Right.
And so things work a certain way.
So that's even, I'm glad you brought that up, because that makes it even a more important reason why. That makes it even a more important reason why the court must put the evidence, or lawyers or the prosecutors must put the evidence before the court to make sure that this person is indeed guilty. Because you may, guess what? You may be one of them people who's hanging around, but guess what? You may do it.
I understand what you're saying, Uncle. Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Right.
But you also have certain people who protected here who have done the crime.
Well,
so I understand all these things, and I understand the intricacies that go into these.
But you see why they just can't put you on house arrest and say, "Hey, stay inside."
So at the end of the day, this is my point here, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm not going to put myself in a precarious company.
Right.
For the same reason.
What if? Let me be.
Yeah, I ain't care if that's my son.
Let me be.
I ain't care if that's my mother. Yeah, that's how you living. All right, then I can take it and you take care.
I hear you, and
I've done it.
So let me say this, right? you may not even, let's say, hang around people on a daily basis who are, I guess, nefarious or what have you, right? But let's just say you come home from school, or you come home from work, or but these people who live around you, they're your friends. You grew up with them. You grew up with them, or your family. You ain't with them all the time, but someone saw you with them. They don't know you don't be with them all the time.
Man, if you're brother or sister, okay. I understand everything you're saying, but I from the streets, darling heart.
Yeah.
And where there's fire, where there's smoke, there's fire.
But let me ask you this.
And sometimes the innocent get pinned.
But let me ask.
Okay, so that's why you be very careful about.
I agree with you. I ain't saying I disagree with you.
That is very important. That is my.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you. No, I 100% agree with you. But let me ask you this. I have a texter who just texted in. Many innocent poor black men have been hung. So what's your view on that?
That's you got to prove that. I mean, which men?
Well, there's
they might have been innocent for that particular crime, but let's look
they
at
do
their
something,
life in totality. Okay, anyway, let me end this one right here. See, okay, because this really goes a little further.
Yeah. No,
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. If you don't want to be accused,
wrongly accused or wrongly convicted,
then you don't hang around. I don't care if they're your daddy.
My Lord.
Now you got to get your little money, and you got to go to school. They got to drop you, and you got to that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you understand what I'm saying without saying it.
All right, let me give you one more scenario. What if
I get 10% on my phone? Go ahead.
All right, let's say just to live in your neighborhood, right? And I don't know if you've experienced this before. You automatically affiliated with a gang. You ain't in the gang.
I live in the ghetto, baby.
So you understand if you live through a certain corner, if you live in a certain area, you automatically affiliated with a gang.
You might be in passing and stuff like that. You might grow up in this community,
and you may grow up with them. They're your friends too.
They are acquaintances. Friend is really a very strong word.
I got
now,
you.
Now they are friends, then that means you're guilty.
So
you know.
You gotta say acquaintance.
That means you could have distanced yourself or come in and report these people.
Yeah, I got you.
So you ain't totally innocent.
No,
that's my point.
I got you.
All right, I can come off this court. You have a wonderful day.
Appreciate you. 332-36232. 325-4316, 325-4259. Caller, you're live here on Guardian Radio today. See a call coming through. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Angu.
Hey, what's up, man? Nice for calling.
Back. I understand that piece you're saying about if they got to go to work, right?
Yeah.
But if you do a small petty crime, notice what I said.
No, I made that. Yeah, I did make that point. Yeah.
Yeah, well, hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go to work, once you have a proper monitoring system,
right,
it could tell if you to work.
And they give you a route. Stay on this road.
Exactly.
And don't come off this road.
It could work.
Yeah, I with you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could go to work, but you go back home, bro.
Yeah. And go back the same road you come.
The same road you come.
Yeah. Don't venture.
So that could happen.
Yeah.
But you need the proper system in place.
Yeah.
And people not joking, saying they monitoring just to get these contracts, to make this money, and that's all they care about.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you're really monitoring someone, you will know if they've been in the area where the shooting happened, you know.
Yeah.
I notice it's always the ones who got the bracelet on, when they're in the shooting, or get killed.
Wow. But I like your idea, sir. I like your idea. Yeah, man, you make sense.
But our government just need to get serious, man.
I agree.
But, this crimes are people.
Yeah.
So they really don't care.
My Lord.
Anyway, you have a good day.
Yes, sir. Oh, Lord. I guess we could touch this more so in a second. Uncle, what Ingram said, he throw Pintard under the bus. He throw Pintard under the bus. What more Ingram want? He caused there for them to lose. Now he want to bury Pintard. Tell him go rest. Oh, Lord. So y'all on Euban Ingram case now. Euban Ingram say you got to find someone. You got to find someone who could win. You got to find someone who could win. Boy, this next text says, Uncle, you're a product of your environment. And if your environment is drug dealing in the House of Assembly, to trafficking, stealing, and raping. How do you expect better? If our country continues down this route, we are on the verge of destruction, just like the other place down south. Well, Dexter, the environment is definitely, so I've spoken about it on several different shows. Dr. Amos Wilson talks about the fact that we allow the environment to go unscrutinized. Okay, we expect people to just walk the straight and narrow path, and the environment is not held at all to account. But I agree with you. The reality is of the environments that children are growing up in, and this is why, for me, yes, it's back to school, and I hear people saying schools need to do this and schools need to do that. I think it's time for the households and the communities to step up. Do not put everything on the schools. The teachers are burdened. The teachers ain't really there to parent your children. Okay? Even though they are, to be seen as the authorities while they're with your children, they're your grandparents. You are their parents. You're supposed to send them to school with a certain level of discipline. Okay? There are certain things like don't litter. You're supposed to learn don't litter at home. All right? Don't steal. You're supposed to learn that at home. Okay? Don't cuss and carry on and fight. You're supposed to be learning that at home. You're supposed to learn that in the community. The school only supposed to be an extension of the home. The discipline in the school should be an extension of the discipline in the home. The problem is these children, in many instances, don't have much discipline in the home. So now as a teacher, and I can tell you from first-hand experience, as a teacher, you are now in a position where you cannot properly teach because you got to be the disciplinary that the home wasn't. Let's go to the phone lines here before we take the break. Call you live.
Hey, Uncle. Me again. You ain't like I don't want to call, so I call back.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I like what you're saying right there.
Yeah.
For the home and the community.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. That's where this trouble starting.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes.
Because the brothers, the uncles, the sisters, even the mothers, if they smoking weed and doing all the drinking
and right in front of the
these children.
Yes.
What you expect these children to do?
Yes.
They got their gun and they race around these children. What they can do?
Yeah.
They ain't got to work because the fellas them selling weed on the yard.
Yep.
So guess what happened?
Yep.
Like that person said, use the product of your environment.
Yep.
And that's facts.
Yeah.
So you see what's going on, how they making their money, how they living. These the people who these guys look up to,
I agree.
You see what they say?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the problem starts.
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got a lot of broken homes out there.
We do.
You see what they say?
We definitely do.
But have a good day, bro.
Appreciate it, man. We're going to take a break here on Guardian Radio today. And, obviously we're talking societal ills. Societal ills. There's been murder. And then obviously someone here wants to understand why Mr. Ingram is throwing, or allegedly throwing Mr. Pintard under the bus. So you can chime in on that as well, because we have a texter asking about that. But again, we will be back after the news and after we pay some bills here on Guardian Radio today. Again, I am your host, Kahun Anku Sarah, also known as Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III. Back after this.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is the Guardian News Network update on the hour. Only 11.8% of the 10,449 students who sat the BJC exam this year achieved at least a C in math, English, and a science subject. Director of Education Dominique McCartney Russell also revealed today that only 3,904 students sat 5 or more subjects in the Bahamas Junior Certificate.
Of those candidates, 1,405, or approximately 36%, attained a minimum grade C in at least 5 subjects. In addition, 1,241 candidates achieved at least a C grade in mathematics, English language, and a science subject.
Only 5.8%, or 360, of the 6,169 students who sat the BGCSE in 2026 achieved at least a C grade in mathematics, English, and science. The overall BGCSE pass rate did increase, though, from 70.13% to 71.14%. Education officials also indicated that female students once again had stronger overall results than male students in those exams. In other news, Free National Movement Deputy Leader Shannon Cartwright is also now calling for BPL to compensate its customers for appliances and equipment which have been damaged by the frequent power outages in recent weeks. He says Bahamian families and businesses are paying for BPL's failures in real terms, bearing the cost for damaged food and freezers and wages from missed work, but are still expected to pay full BPL bills. He suggested BPL set aside additional funds to expedite compensation to Bahamian households for their suffering and material loss. And police are investigating 2 allegations of sexual assault against teenagers. A 14-year-old who claims she was given a drink and sexually assaulted by 2 men in a car near a service station Saturday afternoon. She reportedly knew one of those men. And an 18-year-old woman who claims she was raped by a man Saturday night when she was likely intoxicated and unconscious. She said she was unaware of the assault until a male friend of hers sent her a video Sunday of a man having sex with her in a seemingly unconscious state. That's what's making headlines at this hour. AP Update is next.
If you have an objection to this marriage, speak now or forever hold your...
Don't, Tevin! I still love you. I have since the day we stole your mom's car and got matching dolphin tattoos.
Oh, Lordy. Janelle? From spring break 08?
Yes, it's me.
Janelle, you've got to move on. We're like the wedding guest that doesn't ruin the ceremony. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
Running low on summer funds? Squeeze every drop of fun out of your summer with Fidelity Personal Loan. From backyard upgrades to family getaways, Fidelity is here to help. Call 356-7764 today.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
I'm Ed Donahue with an AP News Minute. The U.S. and Canada are falling deeper into a trade war. Each side is blaming the other for the collapse of negotiations. It led to new U.S. tariffs on $20 billion worth of Canadian goods. Canada retaliated.
They were offered quite a good deal last week. They chose to reject it.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney rose to power on an anti-American, anti-Trump platform.
He seems to have gone back to his old playbook, and I think one has to ask oneself, is he trying to benefit himself, the Liberal Party, or the Canadian people? Because they were offered a very good job.
Carney says there wasn't enough there to make a deal.
We did make some progress in recent weeks. In the end, that momentum reversed. And we could not accept what the U.S. had offered, nor could we give what they asked.
No new talks between the U.S. and Canada are planned. I'm Ed Donahue.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 M.
No way, no way, no way. Calling me a monster just 'cause we say it. We're from the block where it rains, where we create barricades, keep our position.
And we're back here on Guardian Radio today. It's just after the 3 o'clock hour, and I, Calhoun Anku Sarah, will be with you until the 4 o'clock hour. And of course, Talking Heads come up next, so make sure you keep it locked here on 96.9. Fresh news, smart talk all day. The Monsters. Burna Boy has a song called, you heard it just now, you know, that we're creating monsters. And as a result, we're seeing a lot of the social decay that we call the talk shows about, that we read in the newspapers, that we talk about on social media, etc. And these conversations obviously have to go beyond talk, right? We have to find a way to build community again, right? There was a time when a village did raise a child. You say it takes a village, but how long ago did that stop? Many of us are on our own when it comes to raising children. And it is difficult to raise children on your own, right? Without extended family, it becomes a much more tedious job than it used to be. You know, you think about the fact that, you know, in the 50s, right, in the 40s, you know, women were having more than 5 children per woman in many instances. You ask a lot of the people who are in their maybe 50s, 60s, 70s, they're 1 of 5, 1 of 8, 1 of 10, 1 of 14. And the neighborhood assisted with raising them. You understand? But this text says, Mr. Aeneas, it's not about the murderer. It's about the atonement for the innocent shed blood. Because we did not create the life, we don't have the right to take it. The government is on record of opposing capital punishment. They said yes. Since 2000, this government in power, roughly 20 years, they would never do anything about it. Yeah, this idea of worst of the worst, right? But on to this other, I mean, the lines are still open to chime in on that, but someone else threw something into the pot. Another texter earlier asked, why did Mr. Ingram throw Mr. Pintard under the bus? His texter says, I don't think Mr. Ingram has or is throwing Mr. Pintard under no bus. I always consider him a realist, an individual who speaks with truth to power, no matter how it hurts. That is the only way you will be able to remedy the situation. You can't fix what you're not prepared to confront. He is a proven leader who has accomplished much during his tenure in office. A word to the wise is sufficient. Mr. Ingram is what you call pragmatic, in my opinion, right? He's going to solve the problem. He's going to make a choice in a real practical way based on what works right now. That's what pragmatic ultimately means. So it's not a shot directly at Mr. Pintard, but the fact of the matter is you got to find somebody who you could win with now. Mr. Pintard has won in Marco City, and he won very, very convincingly in Marco City. But that didn't translate into the general election. And that's what Mr. Ingram is talking about. Let's go to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Call your live.
Hey, Doctor. I'm cool. How you doing, buddy?
I'm well, man. Thanks for calling.
Good. Listen, I know, like, I think Friday or something, you were in the book of Judges. Right?
Yes, Judges. Started at 13.
In the latter part of that book,
mm-hmm.
It says that there were no judges in the land.
Mm-hmm.
And every man did that which is right in his own eyes.
Wow, yes.
And I think that is, the judges like Samson, they were really not only God delivered them from out of from the Philistines, but they were to keep law and order and well. And when they're, like the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, remove not the ancient landmark.
That's right, Proverbs 23. Mm-hmm.
And so where you have no judges, where people see that, wrong is right and right is wrong, and then there's no consequences for people acting, then everybody will decide to do what is right in their own eyes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why we have courts.
Mm-hmm.
We have a penal code system to deal with people who violate laws of the land.
Yeah.
But the citizenry, like, it's almost like a revolving door for some criminals.
Yeah.
I remember when Mr. Greenslade was the commissioner, and he was on Guardian with Jeff Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, this was, I think, in 2012. He said, how is it that we can arrest someone, they can make a phone call, and we have to let them go. And this is Mr. who's
Wow.
supposed to have tenure, who's supposed to, be free from any kind of
Influence.
political
Yeah.
interference and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a catch and release system.
Mm.
And so people see these things happening. They see these criminals out, and they think them. So they say, well, you know what? The courts won't deal with you. We will deal with you.
Mm.
And that is really
Vigilante
what's
justice. Yeah.
going on in our society.
Yeah.
The former AG, Mr. Pinder, Ryan Pinder,
Mm-hmm.
when they were doing some amendment to the firearms bill or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
he said that they would bring stiffer penalty for the possession of illegal firearms. Nothing uncool.
Wow.
Nothing happened.
Mm.
Nothing. And I know this one who there now, don't look for him to do nothing.
Mm.
He gonna be worse than that former one. So don't look for him to bring any kind of thing to put stiffer penalties. People need to know that people have high-powered weapons that could kill probably hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And the other day, the guy had a whole cache of weapons, high-powered weapons, 5
115,
years,
yeah,
because he made a plea deal or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We have to get serious. These things don't happen in countries like China and Cuba and all them other things that because they know that if you're a criminal, you break the law would break you. I remember when the Cuban ambassador being over here and they were asking them to send the people over here to serve this, and he said no, because we know that the Bahamian law is so slack, they can serve they 20, 30 years right in Cuba. They ain't coming back. Because them people don't play, but we joking. All right.
I appreciate the call. Callers say we joking. And it's hard to disagree. You know what I mean? It just seems as if many people are so wrapped up in their own personal lives that the country could go to hell. And as long as they could close their door and keep the air conditioner on and food in the fridge, as long as the fire from the hell that the country is going through doesn't get to their front door, their front gate, not even the front door, their front gate, or the gate of their gated community, then hey, y'all just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And it's costing us, right? Because it's spilling over into the gated communities now, right? And it's causing people now to ask, okay, how do we deal with this? And you can't legislate yourself into morality. You can't do that. I think one of the big issues, and this is why I have the shows on Friday pertaining to religion, many of our churches are just missing the mark. They're not spaces of transformation. And that's why there's a generation of people who are not going to church, okay? They don't see the transformative reality of church anymore, okay? And if we can't get it right in the church, you really think we can get it right in government? You really think we can get it right in the school? Huh? This texter says, from what we've heard, the election was bought. Where did you hear that from, texter? From what we've heard, the election was bought. If this is true, no leader could have won. Well, let me say this. I did not expect no 33-8 as a result. I thought it would have been closer. I thought it would have been much closer. I hear money was on the ground. Like my boy Big on to say, money on the ground. Money on the ground. I heard the money was on the ground. So Texas, you say they buy the election. So that means we as Bahamians, we sold out? We sold out to get what? What did we gain? What exactly are we actually gaining from the money that we got if the election was bought? Did we buy generators? Did we buy more generators? What are we spending the money on? On the gas? On the high gas? Huh? What are we spending the money on? Because we definitely have what they call it, buyer's remorse, voters' remorse in many instances. And you know what's interesting about it is no matter who would have won this election, this infrastructure has been being kicked down the road now for decades. So I don't even know if the FNM or the COI had won. I mean, where we still might have been just blaming them. You know what I mean? The infrastructure is horrible. You know? Let's go back to the phone lines. Call you live.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, great, man. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, let me point to something, right? When I was in school in the 90s,
yeah,
I started to notice a deterioration in discipline, a deterioration in loving thy neighbor.
You mean in school or just in general?
In general.
Okay.
But while I was in school, you know, that's where, as kids, you do the most socializing in school.
Yeah.
So I noticed that in school, I noticed that in the neighborhood. And so there was a slow deterioration of discipline, a slow deterioration of respect in your elders, a slow deterioration of manners, a slow deterioration of respecting each other, privacy. And so because there's such a slow deterioration over a long period of time, you've seen it now in every sphere and every aspect of life. You've seen it in religion, you've seen it in the government, you're seeing it in schools, you're seeing it on the job, you're seeing it in customer service. And so, because a generation has gotten away from certain principles,
yes,
and then that generation has gotten further away, you begin to see it. When I was growing up, I could never walk past an elderly person and not open my mouth.
Exactly. And I get back to your parents or your auntie or your uncle, whoever, he didn't speak when he passed. You in trouble now.
You in problems.
Yeah.
I get a bag at school, right? What happened?
Yeah.
Don't let the teacher say he was rude in school. Man, I get slapped in school. I get slapped leaving school. I get slapped home.
And let me tell you what I think, Carlo. I think because in some instances, there were parents who maybe took it a little overboard. We looked at that as the status quo. We some people don't want spank at all, and I don't think you could raise children without. At some point, I believe by the time is you 3 years old, you should understand that you could get spanked. Because I know in my house, all I gotta do is walk around with the belt over my shoulder, and that's like a quiet clarion call to get things cleaned up and.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to beat. I don't have to beat. I don't have to spank because I did it early.
But you have different types of kids.
Yeah, well.
You have some kids, when you raise your voice, but they understand.
Yeah, that's right. Or you can look at them.
Or you can look at them. But you get some children, but no matter what you say, they ain't listening. So what you can do? You can talk till the cows come home, or you can put the rod of correction on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, because no discipline is at home, no manners is at home. Man, I saw one time, mother cursed the child under the ground.
Wow.
I was to the store and she cursed the child under the ground. So, when that child get old enough, what you think he's going to do? He's going to reciprocate the same thing to you. Or the other females. You know, so it starts at home. It starts, like church, it starts with each one of us. But
community.
Things ain't get no better until we start principling up ourselves, brother.
I agree.
We got to start holding ourselves accountable and say, boy, I can try to do right and live right because I can want someone else live and do right to me.
Yeah.
All right, my brother.
I appreciate it. You know, I want to share something from the original books of the Bible. I'm not going to stay here today. Obviously, we're going to do that more on Friday, but I do want to share this based on what that caller just said. In the book of Wayikra, all right, the original books of the Bible, Wayikra, the African book of Leviticus, one of the verses in this, and this is coming out of the 16th scroll, or what they call chapter, all right, and in the 25th verse, all right, we begin all things by way of the name of the Most High Heavenly One, and Nere, the great I Am, who is the creator, the generous one. It says, the liberation teachers declared that every nation experiences moments when imbalance accumulates and consequences begin to manifest openly. My grandmother would say, you don't have any punishments or rewards in life. You simply suffer or enjoy the consequences of your actions. Okay? So, because we are at this moment where imbalance has accumulated, as the last caller just said, he watched the decline of discipline in his environment, whether it was at school, whether it was in his community, at church. He witnessed the decline, and I think in some regards we were trying to find our way to discipline children in a efficient way. So you have a generation of children who were sent to the corner, who were sent to timeout. Okay, timeout. And I remember looking at that like, that's new. I'm like, we didn't have no timeout when I was growing up. But you had some children who had to just turn around and put their nose in the corner, and they couldn't move until they were asked to turn. And it worked for some children, but in our generation, that wasn't working. You understand? I could tell you, I could count the number of times I got spanked. And I use the word spank because if you say beat, you don't want people to spank in with abuse. And some people will say, well, all spanking is abuse. But I think if you don't discipline your children, that's also abuse. I think there has to be a balance because you setting these little monsters up to terrorize the community. That's abuse. You understand? So we're at a point where imbalance has accumulated and the consequences are beginning to, or have begun, for decades now, to manifest openly. Let's go back to the text line here on Guardian Radio today. This text is say, Uncle Ingram wants the PLP to win 25 years. He needs to relax and go live in Abaco. If that plane didn't crash, the PLP would have won 40.5 seats. But people was voting when the plane crashed. And the plane crashed on election day. Nobody knew that plane was crashing. As far as I remember. Right? Hi, Aeneas. We were sold out for a blackout. We were sold out for a blackout. Ah, Lord. Listen, this is let me say this. While we are in the crisis that we're in, we must understand that crisis also brings opportunity. All right? Where we see challenges, where we see problems, because I could tell you right now, I done talked to plenty of my friends who say, and I said this to one of the people who check the meters at BPL. I say, I praying for y'all. I pray we don't need y'all in 10 years. I pray we don't need y'all. I pray enough people have solar. I pray enough people have enough power to where they don't need y'all. They only need you to power up if it ain't enough sun. That's my prayer. Because we suffering under these people. I pray that. You understand? Because we suffering, paying all of this expensive kilowatt per hour and all kind of nonsense and fuel surcharge and all kind of nonsense. And what they doing? Sucking up over time. Let's go to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Call you live. Go ahead, caller. We can hear you.
Hey, good evening, everybody. How you doing?
Great, man. Thanks for calling.
The bucket mode master here.
What you call it? The bucket mode master?
And the bucket mode master and the ratchet jockey.
Okay.
Now, you like up from way back before you.
Yes, sir.
And you know the whole English family and all the guys and all of them.
Yes, sir.
But let me tell you something, Doc. Back in my day, them women, them, especially them mothers, they didn't believe in radical action.
Of course.
My old man, Eugene Harris never hit me yet in my life.
You never get spanking, Sparky.
No. I said my father never beat me.
It's be your mommy.
But I had my mother. She only died at 46 years old. Her name was Gwendolyn Mercedes Joy Mills Pendleton. And all your family know it's called Aunt Granny.
Mm.
And Granny was the one in 1958 gave Gus Cooper them the first sponsorship from Malcolm Gas Station to start the Valley Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one day in the backyard, my mother in the back there washing clothes. You got the 2 tin tubs, one for washing, one for rinsing.
That's right.
She on the scrubboard.
Mm-hmm.
I in the back there behind her by one coconut tree, catching one crossbar bicycle my brother had.
Mm-hmm.
And she was calling me to do something.
You ain't
And
come.
apparently I was so busy catching this bicycle, I didn't really, I didn't listen to her, right?
You just didn't want to come.
No, but listen what happened.
What?
I woke up on the ground, find out what happened. She grabbed the first thing that was in her hand and swing it. You know what it was?
What it was?
A piece of 2x4.
Oh, what?
Bump across my back, knocked me in. I've heard it. She knocked me into the coconut tree. My head hit the coconut tree. And then I found her picking me up off the ground. She said, I only did it because I love you.
Wow. See, that's the extreme right there. That's the extreme right there. So, Sparky, you come to and you had to ask what happened. I wonder if the bike get fixed. Anyway, this texter says, when people in authority, including the so-called leaders in the church, are willing to compromise their values and principles for a few dollars to sit on a board for a piece of crown land, construct a building for a public service plate, etc., etc., this is what you get. That's right. We just talked about it. When imbalance accumulates, right? It goes on to say, when fathers are absent, false hair, false lashes, bleaching cream takes precedence over one's responsibility for their children. You have mayhem and chaos. Well, this is what we've been going through now for decades. And so at some point, this imbalance is accumulating, and it has to come back to us getting back to discipline. Let's go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Call you live.
Good afternoon, Dr. Inez. How you doing, sir?
Hey, my brother. Thanks for calling, man. I'm well. Pray you well.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, just a quick thing. I mean, I heard you were talking about the discipline of children and things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
And, I mean, me personally, I believe that the way we discipline our children come from slavery.
Listen, when Sparky said that just now, I say, man, that's abuse.
Exactly. I was about to refer to what Sparky just said, and that kind of that type of mentality can only come from, you know what I mean, from an experience where you know, people were treated in a way where they were nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because to do that to a child is a serious thing. You say saying here, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, and even when you you hear stories about what our parents may tell us about how their parents or grandparents used to treat them about, say, listen, boy, but I get spit on the ground. By the time as I spit dry, you better be back.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like, you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all of those things. So be able to watch the way we discipline our children because
it's learned behavior.
Those things.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear you.
No, I say I agree with you. It's learned behavior.
Yeah, and I want to say something that's related to that too,
sure.
in terms of fear. But before I get there, I heard Dr. Umar Johnson, right? He was talking about autistic children, right? And he said even though they are the most intelligent children, the most brightest children, he said there are certain things that they cannot pick up on.
Okay.
So they can say if they're doing something wrong and you look at them, so they cannot pick up, they cannot associate that look.
Right.
You better correct yourself. You understand where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have an autistic child and you're looking at them like to say, boy, look here, or girl, stop doing what you're doing by looking at them, and they don't acknowledge or respond to you looking at them and stop. That might even make you even more angry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you might take out even more physical. They should more physical punishment than you should to the child. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But the key is that if we were not physically disciplining them, then that wouldn't matter. If you understand where I'm coming from. You see, but I wanted to say something with fear.
Yeah.
Because I know people like to say something about fear is false, something appearing real, right?
False evidence appearing real, or face everything and rise, depending on how you deal with it.
I kind of agree, but boy, everything don't be on false evidence appearing real.
That's why
you understand?
That's why it's two meanings to the acronym. But go ahead.
Yeah, but to me, fear is a feeling. It's like a feeling of anxiety.
Yeah. It could be
right?
that.
It's like a fight or flight emotion, right? But the problem is, I feel as if the way we raise our children and the way we raise them to associate that feeling with fear, as opposed to relating that feeling with get ready for a challenge.
Okay.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? Yeah, you know what I mean? Because, so...
I heard,
like,
but before you finish, there was a psychiatrist. I was on a talk show many years ago. I was on the boards producing, and he said that what he would tell some of his patients who had, I guess, this anxiety or this fear in them, like let's say they had a fear of public speaking or fear of performing, he would tell them that that's not a feeling of fear. That's a feeling of being ready. They had to they had to relabel it. Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Yes.
But the problem is that when you are a child who has come up being like physically abused, right? You associate that feeling with fear, but about to be punished. Like that's a dead headlights type feeling.
Yeah.
You understand where I come from? Like I say, fight or flight feeling. So you on the flight side,
yeah,
as opposed to on the fight side.
Right.
You understand?
I would.
So all of these things like tie in to life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we associate just you know what I mean? Like when you want to train an animal, I don't want people to sleep. We are animals too.
Yeah. No doubt.
We can be conditioned.
Yep. Without a doubt.
You know what I mean? So you can condition an animal to respond a certain way. Like they call that Laszlo or something with the dog.
Pavlov's.
Pavlov with the dog.
With the bell.
The saliva, the dog. You know what I mean? When salivating, when the bell ring because it was used to getting food at the time. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So that's powerful. The mind is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because as a man think it, so is he or so is she.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I say, we as a people really need to really try to see if we could develop a society or a way of raising children that will go to them promoting confidence within them. You know the kind of way and promote emotional intelligence.
Yes.
And things like that. And I think a good way to do that too, a very good simple way to do that too, is buy them a pet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You understand?
My mother said that to me recently.
Yeah, give every child a pet.
Because
what you can do is you can observe how they treat the pet.
Right.
And I mean, there's some children who you wouldn't even have to really help along with because they love the animal so much. They love the animal more than themselves. And then you might have some who might mistreat the animal or do things, and then you
teach
can
them
use that opportunity to correct them on what it is and to appreciate life and things like that. Is that saying to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But another thing too, I believe that because at what age does because you talk about rite of passage.
Yeah.
At what age do Jewish people have their bar mitzvah or whatever you call it?
Usually it's around the same time as puberty, right? So,
early 13, 14, 15 or whatever, right? I'm asking.
Yes, sir. That's
yeah,
around
and
that time.
what does that signal? You becoming a man or a woman, does it not?
That's right.
Yeah, you understand? So we need to pay attention. We need to understand that when we're dealing with children who we call these ages, that they are men and women, but that in Africa, they would be men and women. But because of this system that we are in, we still relate to them as children, and we treat them that way when we should be treating them more as adults.
Yeah, they should have more responsibility.
We need a rite of passage within our society.
That's right.
That men and women can understand what it is to be a man, what it is to be a woman, what is expected of you, and then when you reach this point and when you cross over, how you are expected to act and things like that. You understand what I'm saying? We cannot have such a loose anything buck up go society,
right?
And expect the children to be a certain way because, like they say, the children are a mirror or a reflection of the society.
Yeah.
So if you wanna know what type of society you're dealing with or how good you are progressing, look at the attitudes and the behavior of the children, and then you will know whether or not the society is good. You can't blame the children for responding or mirroring back what it is that we, the adults, and what society has put on them. They can only be products of their environment, you see.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Appreciate
it. You understand where I come from, brother?
Yeah, my brother.
Anyhow,
thank you, man.
Yeah, but I hear you again on Sunday, boy. I mean, I'm a little upset because that means we need to talk once a week.
Yeah. Well,
but like your brother says, it's once a week, man. Keep it, you know what I mean? Keep it. Don't talk about things that the people talk about through the week.
I can keep it unique.
Keep it based on what on your area of expertise. You understand? You're a pastor, but so everything you bring on since you're only on once a week, don't waste that time talking about trivial issues.
And I only got 90 minutes.
About your field. You understand?
I with you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, peace and love still.
Respect, brother.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next call. Caller, you live. You know, my grandmother would say, I come into you right now, caller. My grandmother would say, what you do, speak so loud, I can't hear a word you say. What you do, speak so loud, I can't hear a word you say. Caller, you live. Caller going once? All right, I think we may have missed that call. Let's go to the text line here. Doctor, the generals in the PLP said Joe. Oh Lord, see y'all want to call names. So let me get this right, because I can't read all this on here. So basically, you're saying that there's some. Well, all political parties have their differences in the party. Someone just asked why Mr. Ingram throwing Pintar underneath the bus. Now you're saying they mad at Joe Bet. Well, she get put in when ministry with breaking apart. I mean, that's two ministries. Is she affiliated with aviation as well? Ah, boy. This text says, why didn't Mr. Ingram comment on the politically influenced appointments of the daughter? See, I know. Y'all trying to get me in trouble. Good day, Uncle. Where you going? I will be on Sundays. Sundays at 5 p.m. All right, Unplugged with Anku Sarah will be on Sundays at 5 p.m. And through the week, I'll be with Naughty on Thursdays. I do the Talking Heads as well, so look for me there as well. But that's where we at right now. So I need your sponsorship support on Sundays. So reach out to Guardian and ask how you could sponsor Unplugged on Sundays at 5 p.m. Call you live here on Guardian.
Hello.
How you doing, ma'am?
This is me again. How are you?
I'm well. So good to hear your voice.
Same here.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. I am just a little upset today
Wow, what's going on?
because they're taking you off of the daytime.
Yeah.
I'm putting you on.
On Sunday.
I love what you're doing, and I believe Monday through Friday is a wide audience.
Yeah.
And I believe we were making a pretty good dent in helping with bringing enlightenment
Yeah.
to the people. I'm not saying Sunday isn't going to work,
I with you.
but I believe for me, Sunday is my downtime.
Yeah, so you might not be on listening. Yeah.
I could try, but
Yeah.
I don't guarantee.
Well, the shows are recorded, so I send them out. I actually have a WhatsApp group where I keep all my shows. I put them in a WhatsApp group.
Okay.
So
Well, I'll give my number to you.
yeah, let me give you my number, and then you could just
Okay,
WhatsApp me.
Hold on, one moment, please.
Yeah, and this for
Yeah,
anybody
but I'm
listening.
enjoying the show.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
just need you to tell me what the word, in your estimation, what the word unplug means.
Okay,
to where you're coming from.
I can tell you as soon as I give you the number.
Okay,
Let me know when you're ready.
Sorry, I wanted to speak in tongues, but I figured I might as well speak in Spanish. And then you can go on unplug and unplug me. You
No,
see?
Lord, see, I can't do that. 426
426
11
11
48.
48.
Yeah, that's
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I love your sensitivity to people and your respect. I remember one time somebody got you a little pissed off,
Yeah,
and so you brought that little human side of you up.
yeah. Yes, I have to laugh so I don't cry.
Huh?
I just have to laugh so I don't cry and cuss. You know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't do that?
Yeah, I just cuss because I just drive.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I ain't gonna pretend like I don't curse. I just curse sometimes. I just try. Like I was telling someone the other day, I just try through other. I'd be like, oh my word! I would be trying to find words to replace it with.
And one of the topics I want you to touch on a Sunday has to do with the marriage, and you were talking about being married, having more than one wife. And
Yeah.
I want you to touch that.
Definitely, we gonna touch on it.
Okay,
Definitely
thank
gonna
you
touch on it.
so much. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you so much for the call. Yeah, I'm gonna touch on exactly what Unplug is all about before the show ends. Let's go to the next caller. Caller, you live. Caller going once. All right, let's see what the texters are saying. So is it that they're putting Joe Beth in ministries that are falling apart? Or is every ministry she goes and blows up in smoke for aviation to transportation to electricity? Who is the problem, the ministry or her? That's the question, right? That's the question. Oh Lord, they say Dwight up to fix this. We need you in the weekday. You gotta call Guardian. Y'all gotta make your concerns known to Guardian. Uncle, they put you on Sunday because you are religious. Well, you know the beautiful thing about religion. Religion is what you do. Religion isn't a Sunday thing. Religion is what you do every day. It's just like culture. You understand? And I think in this country, as I said earlier in the show, we have totally missed the mark on religion. And that's why our culture and that's why our social ills have not been addressed. Because spiritually, we're bankrupt. You understand? And so I'm not just talking religion. There are 9 levels or areas of people activity that we'll be talking about. And I'll explain it before the end of the show. Caller, you live here on Guardian Radio today.
So this thing called Unplug.
Unplug, yeah.
It sounds like you're trying to get in trouble.
Well, you know me. You know me. I can put it out there.
Because, you know, in communion, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are commanded to become unplugged.
Mm-hmm.
We have to remember him.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to forget a whole bunch of stuff that we bring into church
Mm-hmm.
and just unplug from everything else and remember what he came to do on our behalf.
Yeah.
Now, funny thing, you like speak about religion,
Yeah.
okay? Because like, if there's one thing that religion is supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
it's supposed to produce leadership,
Yeah.
and that leadership has a responsibility
Yep.
in taking people from where they are to where they are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now, I think I finally figured out our present prime minister.
Oh, let me hear this.
Like, when you see who he has appointed to these ministries,
Mm-hmm.
persons who don't want to face the public, persons who don't want to talk about anything, you begin to see that this is a kind of intentional behavior.
Well, if you put everybody in the cabinet, you don't want
see,
people to speak against you.
There are persons, okay, to use Ms. Colby as an example, there are persons more qualified than her in his cabinet to do what we need. But 3 key ministries under the leadership of a lawyer, right? Who seems to be more interested in traveling, just like him. See,
yeah.
These persons only reflecting who our prime minister is back to himself. You know, all our talk about progressiveness and stuff, progressiveness comes at a cost.
Yeah.
I mean, our first prime minister was kind of progressive. Our second prime minister, he was the epitome of what progressiveness is supposed to be. You know, because, you know, he actually lost the government because he did something that was needed.
He fixed the road.
He
fixed the road, yeah.
If Ingram didn't do what he did, we would have no tourist economy right now. But and then Prime Minister Davis, he plugged into some pain thing, you know, Y'all thinking about road, y'all thinking about road, y'all thinking about road.
Mm-hmm.
But we profited from that now.
Yeah, to this day.
You see, anyway, I would like to hear more of this unplugged thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into it right now. Thank you so much for calling. Someone asked for my number again, 426-1148. 426,
okay,
426-1148. 426-1148.
Stay safe.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I'll add you to the WhatsApp group. It's a lot I'm gonna be doing with Unplugged. Let me just get to this next call, and then I'll dive into Unplugged. Call you live.
Hey, Uncle.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good afternoon, sir. Two quick points.
Sure.
See, parents must take responsibility.
Yes.
And stop going around passing the buck, trying to throw it on the pastors, trying to throw the blame on the government.
And the school. And
when we as parents, and when we have that responsibility, how we supposed to groom our children. See, the Most High said, put the rod of correction, it wouldn't kill them. Now, it's how you use that rod of correction. You understand?
Yeah.
But what was happening? There are people who went away to university and they come back and they try to run with that American style.
Yeah.
And change up this whole system. And now the Bahamas, we get now what we deserve because why? Over in America, the little children, and when you go to spank them, they say, I'm going to call the po-po.
I remember my daddy say, if you want to call the police, I will call the police first so they can come carry you. He told us that.
Over here, the little children them are saying the same thing. Where there is no fear in the heart of a child, you will have that child doing all sorts of things. And this is the problem. Right now, the school is like no discipline. And where do this come from? This grow overnight, and we have seen it. This is happening.
Well,
my last point is, if
Sure.
it please you, could I touch on the statement that Mr. Ingram made?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not Mr. Pentad, but if I were Mr. Pentad, I personally would have resigned before they are forcing him to resign. Because if you see Mr. Ingram going to come out in the public and tell the people who didn't win, and when they see they couldn't win, they step aside. If Mr. Pentad is a smart man, he know what the man is saying. No doubt Mr. Ingram already can have his eyes on meeting with somebody who he will support.
Yeah.
And before Mr. Pentad make himself shame, I would stop worrying about the power, stop worrying about this, and move on.
The fact that they say they ain't having no convention, that was already disturbing.
Exactly.
You understand?
Because you if you keep your eye good, keen on that party, you can see an individual who can keep doing some talking, and Mr. Ingram last statement, he said, you all go put some boots on the ground and you all go select somebody.
Yeah.
He ain't say we can select somebody. He tell them let's go select somebody.
Yeah. Well, he know how to win.
He knows. So in other words, come on, Mr. Pentad, man. Don't stop worrying about this power and things like that. Man, you ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, he did well, but he just didn't win the general election.
You did well.
Yeah.
You did well. You ain't got nothing to lose. Stop allowing people to make you look in the public, and the man can say what he had to say. Step aside, and that's it. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. We're going to run to a break here on Guardian Radio today. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. I'll talk about Unplugged, which will start on September 6th here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Back after this.
The
best reliable and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Boy, why you look so mashed up like clothes at the washer?
No, boy, just a hard day, boy.
Hard day? What happened? The breakfast lady ran out of tuna and Gretzi.
We need to start joking about everything, you know. This serious, boy. This real serious, boy.
Boy, what's serious? Tell me.
All right, well, today, boss gave us, boy, one big contract. And nobody else get a chance and nobody say nothing.
Boy, you know that ain't right. You know government contracts ain't supposed to go that way.
Yeah, but nobody's saying nothing. Boss man just tell people to sign the papers. Then he send me to meet his boy downtown and collect this envelope.
You need to tell somebody. You need to become a whistleblower.
You know I's a real man, but I never blow no whistle. I be drunk all my life and junk, you know.
No way. A whistleblower is someone who tells people what they see when they see something wrong happening at work.
But I ain't no whistleblower, and I ain't no snitch. I still white there, you know.
But ain't nobody can know it's you. All you gotta do is call Crime Stoppers, or you could text them from inside the Crack Crime Bahamas app. They don't ask about you. And your call goes straight through to Miami, so nobody know you is. And if you text, your message get mixed up like Kong Salad.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau, or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Managing your investments just got easier with RF Bank and Trust. You can now deposit funds directly into your investment account from any local bank using your brokerage cash account number. It's simple, secure, and funds are available within 1 to 2 business days. Just log into RF Online to find your account number, add RF Bank and Trust as a payee in your preferred banking app, and send your funds directly to your RF account. To learn more, visit rfgroup.com or call 603-6000. RF Bank and Trust. Money at work.
Hungry for some serious beef? Then get ready, because Burger King Nassau is bringing back the double quarter-pound king. That's a full half-pound of flame grilled beef, topped with melty cheese, tangy mustard, crunchy pickle, and fresh onions. Served on a toasted sesame seed bun, classic style. Big flavor, big protein, big satisfaction. Get your double quarter-pound king meal with medium fries and a drink for only $10.35. More food, less money. Only at Burger King Nassau.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
And we're back here for the wrap-up of Guardian Radio today. I want to just touch in a little bit on what Unplugged is all about. That's the show that I will be doing on Sundays here on Guardian starting September 6th. It's 90 minutes to remember who you are from 5 o'clock to 6:30. Because every day we're told how to work, how to worship, how to love, how to live by systems that were never built for our flourishing. But underneath the noise, there's an older wisdom waiting to be rediscovered. I will be your host, Kahun Anku Sarah, and I'm inviting you to set aside the distractions and spend 90 minutes reconnecting to what's real. Each week, we'll walk through the 9 threads that weave our lives together, the spirituality that actually sustains us, the work that dignifies us, the relationships that honor us, and the education that frees us. We look honestly at law, security, entertainment, and politics, not to enrage, but to reclaim, not to escape, but to return. With storytelling, listener voices, and a closing practice to carry with you, this is radio as ritual, a weekly pause to breathe, reflect, and remember the truths our ancestors knew and our descendants will thank us for. No scripts, no spin, just real talk for real people ready to live differently. Tune in, settle in, come back home. And, of course, we will need your assistance with sponsorship because that's how the show is going to stay on the air, with your sponsorship. So reach out to myself, 426-1148, 426-1148. Or, of course, you can call The Guardian and ask for April, or there are other salesmen that you can ask for. But let them know you want to sponsor the show, Unplugged, with Kahun Anku Sarah. You can also, send in your live reads, or you can come and be on the show. There are sponsorship opportunities for those who want to come on the show for, 15 minutes or so to talk about what it is you want to talk about. But yeah, reach out to me, 426-1148, and learn more about Unplugged. It's going to be great. I want to say this also, there will be a component of the show where I will actually be simulcasting on Zoom, because there'll be things that I'm showing the viewers. I want you to be able to see some things. So you'll be able to tap into Zoom and you'll be able to see what it is that I'm talking about, because there are things that I want to show you guys. So there'll be a listening aspect of the show, and then you'll also be able to actually come into a room and see some things and comment on what you're seeing as well, even when the commercials are on, right? So we're excited about it, and hey, I gotta play with the hand they give me. I understand. All right, let's go back to the text line here on Guardian Radio today. Uncle Ingram caused the FNM to lose in 2007, 2012, 2021, and 2026, and more to come if they don't get rid of him. Today, well, he had a long run of winning too. Good day. What's up with the caller? He's been, I don't know, every talk show hopping for someone to agree with him, saying Mr. Pintard should resign. If he himself was in a position of power, would he resign simply because someone suggests he's not a good leader? Come on, man. Be serious. Well, that's his opinion. I don't know if he's a troll. I don't know if he's being paid to say that. But, Mr. Pintard, I guess he got some decisions to make either way, because if they go to convention, he'll see if they really want him. That's what I think he should do. Good day. Not too happy to see you move to Sunday. When will we stop bowing to the colonizers, the imperialists, our government just there to keep us fooled? Yeah, it's not my station, so I gotta go where they put me, Remember Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, LeBron? It was the team that took them over the top. Pintard had a lousy team and lousy senior coaches. Build a new team and get new 21st century coaches. That sounds great. But unfortunately, our politics don't work like that. And they seeing it as his failure. So it is what it is. Mr. Ingram's voice holds much weight in the party. And they're going to have to make some decisions. Let's take this last call here on Guardian Radio today before we get out of here. Caller, you're live.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I have a theory as to why Mr. Pintard and the FNM lost last election year.
Let me hear you.
Okay. Up until 2 weeks before, I think it's just shortly before, right? The COI, they addressed the FNM as if they were the leaders or the people in power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what went wrong is that they placed themselves in between the PLP and the FNM.
Mm-hmm.
And what the public would have liked to seen was that a knocking of heads between Mr. Davis and Mr. Pintard.
Mm-hmm.
But that never happened.
No.
Okay, that never happened in no way. And why it didn't happen is that Mr. Davis could not win a dialogue between him and a more eloquent person.
Mm.
You see? Now, if they had that prize fight thing, more people would have come out to vote.
Well,
hey, it's the first time in recent years, two leaders did not knock heads.
Mm.
The first time.
Wow. Well, we can get into it some more tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow here on Guardian Radio today. Thank you so much for your call. Thanks for all the texts. Thank you to Gabby and Earl for stopping by at the beginning of the show to talk about them moving into their respective spots next week. But the Talking Heads are up next. Naughty and MJ will be